Guys, it's your own boy, the one only Great Dane. Again, just recording this quickly after getting the recording for the daily star drop opening. Again, trying to do a lot today, but again, I haven't seen anyone else post an official solution to this online anywhere, so I'm making a quick video to do my part to essentially make everyone aware of the issue. But if we head over to records, and it obviously should be in the title of the video, but if it's not clear enough, there's a record called Underdog where apparently you need to take down a brawler 5 levels higher than yours in Classic Brawl Arena. Now, under any normal circumstance, this wouldn't really be too hard to do. You simply make sure that you don't, the best thing I've tried to do is sit in the, well actually, you know what, I'll just show you guys the video. I have a video and I still haven't completed it somehow, even though I've done one of the most ridiculous things you can even see. Is, I gotta make it very clear at the start of this video, the best way to complete this is to not complete this right now, and I'm gonna get into why that is in a second, and what the support team said on why I definitely don't think you should even waste your time with this one right now. So again, what's so frustrating about this, first of all, is that we know it's worth 500 credits, so you're losing out, well, record points, I guess you'd call it. You're losing out on 500 record points not being able to complete this, but secondly, you're losing out on a free legendary star drop, which could potentially be good. There's no guarantees, obviously, but that's what I would want the most from it. Otherwise, I wouldn't really care too much. But let me show you guys just the lengths that I went to try to complete this. And again, it's just so crazy to me that the other one, I'm the Kaiju Now, the other record quest, I was easily able to complete just by defeating the Kaiju 3 times. All I can say is make sure, the best way to do it is get 2 teammates that know that you're trying to complete that record, and make sure that they will help you only defeat the Kaiju instead of winning the match prematurely, because that's the hardest part, is making sure you can do it in time. You also need to make sure to destroy the middle circle bots as fast as possible to get the Kaijus to spawn in faster. But other than that, that one's pretty straightforward. So back to the Underdog record. So it worked originally when it first came out, and you know, it was fine as long as you defeated a brawler that was 5 levels higher than you in Classic Brawl Arena, you would get the achievement completed. But for some reason, after they added these new Brawl Arena maps, or after the first update happened, after they implemented the new mode Brawl Arena, the actual record itself seems to have become bugged. And obviously I'm not going to make you guys sit through this full video, so essentially, as you can see, the best way I found to not gain levels, or gain the least amount of levels, is to sit in the corner at the start of the match. Some people suggested sitting in a bush, which is fine, but the issue is the way that you level up in Brawl Arena, if you guys don't know, is every time your teammates Ike turret over here, or you defeat an enemy robot or enemy brawler, these little orbs fly out and you collect them to level up. So again, in order to make sure that someone isn't stealing all the levels from you on your team and you're actually working together, if you're standing within a certain radius of those defeated enemy brawler robots or brawlers, you will also collect some orbs and level up a little bit. Maybe not as much as the person that defeated it, but you will still gain levels. So the best way I found to circumvent this was to sit in the corner the entirety of the match and wait until one of the enemy brawlers was really, really high in levels. So again, this is probably the best I'll ever be able to do, and I'm really surprised I even got this. But essentially, I waited until Janet was all the way up to level 14, and unfortunately I did end up getting level 2. I'm going to rewind it one more time here, but I somehow managed to defeat this Janet at level 14 with a level 2 Griffin. And this is an official trophy match, by the way. This isn't a friendly match, so this should have counted. It doesn't matter that it's a bot match. It should have worked just because it's an actual classic match of Brawl Arena. And the other, so 2 other things that I've seen people say online as to why it's not working is that you need to defeat a brawler exactly 5 levels above you. Now, besides the fact that even just hearing that is completely absurd and nonsensical, that like down to the singular XP orb, you're gonna tell me it needs to be exactly 5 levels? why, right? That doesn't make any sense, and that's not how it was originally. So I don't believe that. That's, I think, what someone said support has told them before. Absolute nonsense. But the other reason I've heard is that when it says the classic Brawl Arena map, people are thinking that it has to be the one of the original two Brawl Arena maps that came out, like the Smackdome or whatever the other one was called. I don't even remember. But again, I just tried it again yesterday on the original map that came out, and it has the snowy theme, and I don't know if that makes a difference as well. I can't say if the theme is the thing that's bugging this record, but I don't think so, and I've tried it on the original map, so I do not think that's the issue. So again, the best thing I can show you guys is actually the messaging I got from support, and I'll tell you guys a little trick to make sure that you can actually get messages with support. So this is technically a bug, so you go into your support, you select a response after typing an issue, and you'll click report a bug, but then it'll just give you a message saying that they'll look into it. You don't necessarily get a response from that. That's the issue, is you're actually just having to take the support message automated system's word for it, that they are actually looking into it, but I hate that because it doesn't actually tell you anything. So what I did is I went to purchases and said I didn't get my purchased item, which in this case would be the achievement Underdog, because, you know, time is money, so I technically purchased it, if that makes any sense. But essentially, I shared with them that same. I mean, I wanted to do a short clip of the video. I actually have it. I was going to share the video with them, but when they asked me to show them what the issue was, first of all, again, I actually said that my purchase was the record picture here of the Underdog, and they were confused, so I of course told them what's going on. So I completed it, beating a level 14 Janet with a level 2 Griff. I completed it again today to see if it was an issue with the newer Brawl Arena maps, but still nothing. Again, everything I've told you guys thus far. So I asked them, is there a way they can at least switch it to being completed for me, and if not, do they know when it's going to be fixed? Everything I found online were just more frustrated people, which is again why I feel the need to make this video. So I again go through the thing saying where it needs to be exactly 5 levels, which sounds ridiculous. And I wanted to clarify that it was in an actual classic Brawl Arena match with trophies, so there really shouldn't be any issues, is what I'm saying. So they wanted a screenshot or video. Again, I was only allowed to add a screenshot. I have been able to add videos before. I don't know why it only let me choose a screenshot this time, but again, you can see it in the picture there. And I won't show it, I can't really zoom in, but it's that same match that I was just showing you guys with Janet and Griff. So they wanted me to provide that screenshot or video. Have I tried anything to fix it, such as restarting the device or reinstalling the game? Obviously, those two things aren't going to fix this issue. Have you seen the same problem on any other devices? Not specifically, but obviously other people have complained about before, so I said yes to that. And anything else I would find worth mentioning. So I said I restarted my device. I have the official version. People complain about it on Reddit. And again, it seems like an issue after they added the new maps or updated shortly after it was originally added. So again, considering all these months have gone on and nothing has been done to report this issue or have the actual dev team say that they're going to fix it, what their response was I got is they understand what feels frustrating, and it really looks like you should have completed the Underdog record based on what I've described, 5 levels higher. Gee, I think the difference between a level 14 Janet and a level 2 Griff is 12. That's more than double what the what the record was asking for. So again, and this is, again, you're gonna need to put on your seatbelt for this because this is absolutely ridiculous. But this is what the support now is saying is the reason that it is so hard to complete this actual record here. So just to clarify how it works, it's not enough to beat someone much higher level. Again, as though it was even easy to beat someone 5 levels higher than you in the first place, the match itself has to be official to give you the Underdog status first, which, again, if you guys don't know what that means, you'll actually see a yellow Underdog label at the start of the end of the match. start or end of the match. That only happens when the matchmaking system decides your team is at a disadvantage. So you essentially need to get matched with really low trophy players or something against really high trophy players and get the underdog title. Then in that same match you need to defeat a brawler who is at least 5 levels higher than yours. And if the underdog label wasn't active, the record won't count even if you beat someone way stronger. So not only do you need to beat someone that is 5 levels higher, they're saying that you need to rely on RNG for the matchmaking system to first even put you into an underdog match, and then you need to do that, which is just so completely absurd. So that said, a lot of players are currently running into the same issue where and again, it gets even better, guys, it gets even better. Assuming you still do all of that somehow, some players are currently running into the same issue where it still doesn't even register when everything seems correct. So even if you somehow manage to do both of those things based on random chance in the matchmaking, there's still a good chance it's not working properly right now. Gee, you don't say. So, and then they give me some advice as to how I could even possibly attempt to complete it. So again, hopefully now that you guys have seen how ridiculous this actually is, you won't even bother to try. I think I wasted maybe as much as, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours even attempting it, getting it multiple times that it should have registered. It just won't. It's not worth your time, guys. Until Supercell dev team, or in the patch notes, they officially say that they have went forward and fixed this underdog record, do not even attempt to try it. It is a huge waste of your time, and even if, again, you manage to both get an underdog match and defeat a brawler 5 levels higher than yours, you still might not complete it because it seems to be bugged. Again, I'm so flabbergasted, so gobsmacked by this absolutely ridiculous response that again, I give a response to that. Well, I certainly haven't seen that suggestion before, and I'm just glad to get some sort of answer. But again, even the fact that it still might not work after that would be incredibly demeaning and seems like a huge waste of time. So until it's properly fixed, I just said there's no way I would even attempt that. Of course, still thanks to the team for informing me so I don't waste my time further. And I said make sure to spread the word. So that's again why I'm making this video. It's mind-boggling. It really is. I don't know how they could possibly expect any regular player to do that. And I want to remind you guys, the whole implementation of the record system was to give simpler challenges for more casual players to complete instead of masteries. Masteries was way better than this. What is this? No reasonable player can even do this. That's why it's so ridiculous. And again, might I remind you guys, the Pink Death on Piper originally took 9 takedowns in a match of solo showdown at max range. I don't know what was going through their minds when they made these records, guys, but if anything else you guys should know is that do not even attempt this one. It is just straight bugged. I don't care what they say the solution is. Do not waste your time. And I'll even give you guys a bonus here. Something I realized is, if we go back to the records, I want to show you guys something else that might help you, because I had some difficulty with it and I didn't know why.
Oh yeah, just keep buying.
If you guys are trying to complete Buzz Blocked, stun 2 brawlers with 1 Buzz Super in Classic Brawl, it's 2 on every mode. It actually used to be 3, they made it even easier. I actually completed most of them on 3, and I think I showed in a video a long time ago, some months ago, that I was trying to complete Buzz Blocked in a match of Classic Knockout. And I actually stunned all 3 brawlers, but it still didn't count. So the reason for that is, again, it says you have to stun brawlers, but what it doesn't say, and what it should say, is that you need to stun them for a certain duration of time for it to count. Yes, you heard that right. Again, it doesn't even tell you that, but this is obviously true, at least based on my experience. So what I'll give you guys advice to do if you actually want to complete the Buzz Blocked record there is... Man, where's Buzz? Okay. So most everyone's going to be running the Eyes Sharp Star Power, because it's just generally better. But if you're looking to complete that record specifically, run Tougher Torpedo so that the minimum duration of your stun is increased. So even if you're only able to stun 2 brawlers like very close to you, and again, does it even say this? I don't know if it does. Buzz throws out his torpedo buoy. If it hits an opponent or a wall, Buzz hauls himself over there, stunning nearby opponents where he lands. So this is the important part here. The stun time increases based on distance traveled. So even if you hit it at close enough range, like right on top of them, and you get that 0.6 stun duration, it will not count. And I've done it multiple times, so I can tell you that for a fact. If you use the tougher torpedo, I think you need at least a second stun duration for it to count. So I think it will probably count no matter what, as long as you're running tougher torpedo. Again, I can't guarantee that, but that is from my experience, that running tougher torpedo helps a lot. It's a lot harder to get your super, but it works when you have it. That is my experience. Again, I don't know why it's that specific and why it doesn't say that you need to have a certain stun duration for it to count, but again, I've done it without tougher torpedo at close range, it didn't work. I've done it with tougher torpedo at close range, and it did work. So that's clearly an issue that nobody's mentioned that I've seen. So the other thing you could do is use Eyes Sharp, but if you're doing that, make sure that when you're throwing out your super, you're doing it from a long distance so you can at least get a long enough stun for it to count. If you've been having difficulty completing this one as well, that's why. Again, I don't know why it doesn't tell you that anywhere, but that's just another one of those ridiculous records. I think all the other records are pretty straightforward. At least I haven't seen any specific requirements that you need to do, like for that one that's bugged right now for Brawl Arena, or for that one with Buzz. Again, is awfully specific, even though it doesn't tell you. But yeah, again, I think this video's gone long enough, but again, I really cannot believe how ridiculous this Brawl Arena record is right here. But I wanted to be the first to at least give you guys some peace of mind as to what the heck is actually going on with this record, because I haven't seen a single person either post on what the heck is the issue with this thing, or secondly, be able to post a video of actually being able to complete it after it started being bugged. I don't think anyone has, so don't feel bad if you can't complete it. I don't think anyone can. Something is wrong with it. Do not waste your time. And if you want to help try and get this thing fixed faster, I think the best thing you can do is go to help and support, open up leave a message, and go to report a bug. Don't go to purchases like I did, because you don't actually need to talk to the automated support, but if enough people start reporting this as a bug, I think they'll finally do something about it. I think, again, as long as it happens enough before they decide to rehaul or completely remove the record system. Again, I do think they have better plans in mind, but as of right now, I think that's the best thing you can do. Again, don't harass support. They really are doing their best to give you the best response possible. Obviously, this just isn't the answer we wanted to hear, but again, if enough people just report this as a bug, I think they will do something. So that's the best thing we can do, especially since, again, if you were scrolling through there and you saw it said that apparently they haven't even heard of this issue before. So again, the best thing we can do as a community is make sure that they've heard about the issue. Okay, guys, go report it as a bug. That's all I'm saying. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this makes you feel at least a little bit better. I hope you didn't waste too much time trying to complete it. But other than that, let's see how far I can take this, guys.